Or last probably not the last 40, maybe the last half of the game. Obviously, the crowd got into it, and you had that dynamic, and they got some adrenaline going, and we, fought to get it back, but didn't obviously.
Although you guys did well on those consecutive PKs for the most part, do you think that might have been a turning point? It seemed like the energy level wasn't quite there.
That right around there. I think coming out of that, we had really good offensive zone possession. It might have been our last offensive zone possession. We had a shot blocked. They came back down. That scramble started. So coming out of that, we had an opportunity to be a little bit more efficient, and we weren't, and we got caught there and could never regain it. But lots of signs of that. One team having a lot more physical energy than the other, and lots to pull from that game as far as what to do and how to operate in that situation. And we, so it was a gaining experience from that standpoint.
Are the first back-to-backs tougher than later in the season because you haven't done it yet?
Well, there's certainly elements of the first back-to-back that are tougher. I mean, now the guys have gone through it. They haven't done it since last season, really. Not at this level. The preseason level is totally different. But yeah, I mean, it definitely gives them a gauge of where they're at, and psychologically, mentally, they know how to prepare and know what the challenge is next time.
Given the fact that I think the shots were 29-12 over the last two periods, and given that fact, do you think your goalie stole you guys a point?
Our goalie was the freshest guy in the game, and he looked like it, right? And that's a big part of it. He's a competitor, but clearly he had fresh energy, and did what he should have done. And I think he'd tell you the same thing. We probably had him in here, but he did a hell of a job for us. But it was still I thought our guys battled really hard. We didn't give up a lot of second chances. Other than that first scramble I talked about, we cleaned that up very well. We kept a lot of shots to the outside, but so we did a lot of things playing with not much energy to keep things to the outside. And again, their goal to tie it was on a power play. So, even I felt 5-on-5, we were still compensating for some fatigue that was clearly in the game.
Was it a killer the face-off losses? It feels like in a lot of moments you guys were chasing the game, you had one and done possessions a lot of times because of face-off losses in the offense on defense.
Yeah, and I think the face-off challenge was part of the physical challenge of back-to-back as well. I just think that, in fairness to our guys, but it's now they got the gauge, they got the barometer now, so we'll have to make improvements in it. We know what we need to make improvements in, mentally and physically. So, thanks, guys.
Go ahead. Sorry. Don, go ahead with 2 questions.
Paul, I can't hear you. I can see you talking.
Can you hear us now?
Yeah, go for it.
I have you now.
Go ahead. Now, what was Jeff Skinner doing on the overtime goal? He looked like he skated right by the plate, open ice, and there was nobody around where he went to, and they wanted to beat a 3-on-2 against him.
I'll have to watch it again, Paul, but my guess is anticipating, just from what I saw from that bench. But it's something I'll look at after the game. I'm not going to be critical on anything until I get a full review of everything, Paul. It's just that simple. So, in fairness to everybody. So.
I think this is Dustin's second consecutive strong outing. He was good last year. Just him establishing himself as a strong second option. How critical is that to your success? Going forward, I guess.
Yeah, we can keep getting performances like that. We love it. He feels and he looks comfortable to me within the whole system of how we want to play. He's reading where and when and how shots are coming, and the way our defense plays situations, and he's feeding on. He looks very comfortable in that regard, very aggressive in that regard. And when you see a guy playing aggressively in net, confidently, he has that feel of it's a 6-man unit out there, and he, like I said, he was their freshest guy today, and it looked like it. He had great energy all the way through.
So in a lot of big portable teams that have not gotten to the back of the net, what do you do as a coach in the next practice days heading into the next game?
Yeah, and we won't have rest is kind of what we'll get now. We won't have much practice time. We play, I think it's Monday. We have a long travel day out west in there. So, and you have a couple games back to back, so you can pull things from film that, your corrections will come from there. These guys, their bodies, now it's time for it to recover. Obviously, we saw the challenge in the second half of the game. So that'll be our approach over the next couple days.